All right, so this kind of sound, this crazy little sound we got going, this is what you'd hear like in the 1930s if you had what they called a fish fry or a barbecue. They had a big party on Saturday night or something like that in the South. They'd have a bunch of acoustic instruments like this, stand-up homemade bass, you know, harmonica, some guitars like these. So this is kind of like a throwback sound right now. What you're hearing is the sound of a band from like 1934 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? So we're going to keep doing these old songs for you here.
I'm trying to remember how you
Can I ask a question? So
yeah.
you guys use more or less any kind of percussion instrument to make a sound, to make a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Jamaicans that use these drums, you know, these oil drums and what have you? To make,
Steel drums?
Steel drums. What do you think
Yeah.
of that? Because you're thinking about the washboards and these basses.
Yeah.
That's not violin type, you know, European violin where they have their sophisticated musical instruments. It's very basic stuff.
Anything that makes a sound that you like is okay to use, you know.
But the Jamaicans have more or less made a culture out of these drums.
Yeah, it's more of a Caribbean sound.
Yeah.
This is more of a Delta,
Yeah, this is
like
a blues
down
sound
in
that came out
Mississippi,
of
Louisiana
yeah.
sound.
What do you think of your sound versus their sound?
Oh,
It's different style of
Apples and
music.
oranges, yeah.
Yeah, apples and oranges.
This is
It's a different style of music.
The other
Yeah.
style's all percussion. This is not.
This is the roots of rock and roll.
Oh, that's right.
This is where rock and roll came from.
Yeah, I want to hear what you got to say for yours.
You take,
yours.
okay, there's a guy named Robert Johnson, a blues man
yeah.
in the 30s named Robert Johnson. And he wanted to try to make his guitar sound like a piano. So he played this figure on the guitar to imitate the piano going, right? And then what he did was, he's playing this rhythm part, and he'd add a little high end with the fingers to be like the right hand. So okay, so he's doing that, and then at the end of the turnaround, he invented that too. He invented that, okay? You know what else he invented? This. He invented that too. Now, doesn't that sound like Chuck Berry? You take the rhythm, you take this rhythm, and you speed it up. Keep speeding it up. That's rock and roll, right?
Yeah.
So you get Robert Johnson, you speed it up, and you get Chuck Berry.
He was an innovator because the guitar,
Yeah.
was a concert guitar. It was generally a big guitar. It was used in orchestras, and it had been around for what, 50 years?
The guitar goes actually back to Renaissance.
All right, but it
time,
wasn't
yeah.
used in anything like as living room or back alley as what Robert Johnson did. And of course, a lot of the songs were laments.
Yeah.
My woman left me. You know, I've been working too hard. I can't feed my kids. That kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
The blues. So everything else after that, even the orchestra stole from him. Got Count Basie and all that. They would put like mega horns, you know, make it respectable music. But you know, it had its roots in that early.
Yeah, the guitar came into vogue in the
said they were just too easy.
really in the 50s. So there wasn't too many people who were playing guitars back in the old days, and because they didn't have any electric, you know, they didn't have any amplification. That's how they invented these things. He's got one too. That one's made out of steel as well. Hold that one up. That one's got 3 little speaker cone type things inside of it, and this one's got one big one in it. And these are called resonator guitars. They're acoustic, but they're made like a little speaker cone in there to amplify everything you do. And so they were trying to be louder because nobody could hear the guitar. But by the time they got to the 50s and they had amplifiers, that's when the guitar took off, because it could really, you know, sustain and sing like a human voice. But anyway, we're gonna keep it back in the 30s right now, I think, and we're gonna do another old song for you guys. How about can't be satisfied. You guys good with that? Or rolling and tumbling?
Sure. You want to go on the
Yeah, let's do rolling and tumbling.
Yes, yes.